Hi everyone, welcome. Welcome to Inspired by My Angel, CLM. My name is Elaine. I'm owner and creator. And I today decided that I would video this. Unfortunately, I didn't think of it until after I had begun. So I'm just going to show you what I've decided on. I plan on making a winter wreath that could be used for Christmas and then throughout the winter. I've begun with a 24-inch evergreen base, which I've gone ahead and fluffed that out. I had these gorgeous peonies. This one I hadn't glued in yet. It's absolutely stunning. It's snow covered. It's just beautiful. And I have 3 of them. So these are going to be my focal flowers. I've already placed 2 in. I also went ahead and made a bow. I've left some long tails. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing with those yet. I thought I may be billowing them up and throughout the design, but for now I'm going to just leave them down. Because the flowers are quite heavy, I decided I wanted just a simple, a very loopy, airy bow to go with it. And I'll show you some of the other flowers. These are the leaves that I cut off of these florals. Don't want to throw those away, save those. I'll be adding these into the design. Also, I've gone ahead and cut up some of this beautiful snowy fern. I've already added 1 piece in up here behind my bow. I'll be framing out my bow and then we'll be working around the wreath. I also have some iced pine. I'm not sure what kind of pine this is. I had begun to cut it up already. We'll be using that. And then I have this beautiful, I just love this, snowy iced branch, which every bit of it is wired. We can put this however we want. And I'm going to use this like my twigs and branches and just have this cascading out of the design. I'll be cutting it up. It also has these heavily snowed baby pine cones that I just think are incredible. So this is what I'll be using in the design. So 3 large flowers, and then the remainder of the wreath will mostly be a mix of greenery and these iced branches. I may pull in some white snowy berries. Let me just show you that. What I've done is I've purchased this as a garland. I just keep it covered when I'm not using it. Let me just show it to you. Get a lot of bang for your buck by using garlands. Okay, just so you can see, I've already used on other designs some of these off, but you can see this 1 large cluster off the garland and how many pieces I can get out of this. And I just think these berries later added in with our snowy peonies is going to be gorgeous. And like I said, I wanted this design. Someone could use it for Christmas, but they would also be able to use this throughout the winter, which I think is a good value. They're getting more time out of it rather than just at Christmas. So we will probably be using some of these. And the way this works is each of these on the garland, I can't remember, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I must have gotten at least 10 picks off of this garland by the time I use it. And I think the garland, I paid $40 for it, but you couldn't buy a pick like this quality, for less than, say, $7.97, $8.97 each. So it really is a good buy. It's a good sum of money out of pocket at first, but you'll get multiple uses for this. So I strongly recommend something like this, and we will be incorporating this into our design. And you can see how each one is just wired on in that pick. So just something to think about when you're out. Okay. I haven't completely thought this design through, but what I do know for sure is my large focal flowers I want to place in a triangle. So I've got my 2 glued in down here, and then next I'm going to bring one up. I don't want everything facing in the same direction. So I have this one kind of pointing down, this one going out, and I think this one facing forward would be pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to just get that so that it's touching the evergreen, and then I just take one of the tinsel pines and I just wrap it right in that glue around the stem. Okay, so we've got our 3 focals, and like I said, I was just going to begin placing some of my snowy greenery around my bow, and we'll be layering that in. So let me get back to that. And each of these, I think I can cut this. So what I'm going to do is I'll have 3 and then 2. So out of each stem, I'll get 2 pieces. So I'm going to go ahead, cut that off, and then just remember, and I do it right away, because I've cut it, this could slide off. So just go back in with your needle nose pliers, grab it, and just twist that down and push your greenery up. And now it's not going to come off. Okay, so that's a little tip for you. And I just want to go through and just give these a little bit of a bend. I've got one here. I did place one here going towards the inside. Now I'm going to come out over here on this other side, and that will be forming another triangle. If this is the first time you're watching me, welcome. I hope if you like what you see, you will subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button that you see, and that will notify you when I've done a new video. Okay, so I've just placed that one right here. So we have our 3, we have our 3. So as I was saying, those of you who may not know me, I'm very new to the art of wreath making. My journey began in September of 2020. And what I had done is I have joined several, well, I started with 2 design courses online. And I feel as though I've learned a tremendous amount, and I've been in those for a year now. So now I have joined another design group, which I highly recommend. I've only been in for a couple of weeks, but I've already learned a lot, and it's a very supportive group, and the name of that is Dustin's Creative Coaching. If you just do dustinscreativecoaching.com, you can join. He's a florist. So not only will you learn wreath making using artificial, you'll also learn fresh floral arranging, which is like an added bonus. So I highly recommend that. And that's about it. So the purpose of me doing this really is to get my name out there. I have opened an Etsy shop since I began designing wreaths, and I'd just like to get my name out there, of course, to help me with my sales. And the name of my Etsy shop is Inspired by My Angel, CLM. If you wouldn't mind, take a look in my shop. I have approximately 130 items in there, all different seasons, reasons for needing a wreath. And check it out. And if you like what you see, give my shop a heart. And then that will notify you when I put new items in as well. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just come through here. I did cut that one. So I'm going to make sure I don't forget to go back in. Okay. And I'm just trying to form an outline of where I'm going to stay. So I'm just going to place some of these snowy ferns, which I think look so pretty. And then we'll go back also and we will add the leaves that came with our peony. Okay. So let me move along. Let me get something coming in here to the inside. Since I've started this journey, I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying it. It just gives me such joy. It's a nice escape to come out and work on a wreath and just have some quiet time, just to reflect. I highly recommend it. And the thing is I had never made a wreath before until September last year. I had no idea that I could make a wreath. But like maybe many of you today, you're searching on YouTube, and that's what I did. And I just found some designers. I watched the videos and I thought, well, let me give it a try. I'm hoping that's what you'll do today. You'll try this and be inspired. That I'm not a seasoned designer, and you can see I can do it, and hopefully that will give you some confidence to try it and realize that perhaps you can do this also. And my hope would be that you would find the same joy that I do in creating wreaths. One thing I have learned in design school is that we go through, I usually place my larger items on my wreath first, which I've done, which would be my bow and my focal flowers. Then you go in and what you want to do is decide and place like an invisible line of how far out you want this wreath to reach. And that gives you a guide. I will be coming out further once I get these twigs in, but they'll just be here and there. Right now, I'm just trying to get that perimeter. This is a 24-inch wreath base, so I don't want to go too far out and make it so large that it may not fit everyone's door. But I mean, certainly this would look beautiful hung over a mantle, in an entry foyer, hanging on a mirror in a dining room, and something that you could put up now and use it right up through until we come to spring. Okay. So I've got inside, I'm going to go outside and just keep placing this texture and getting a line. That's the goal for me. And as I said, if I left these whole, it would just be too much bulk all in one spot, and that's why I am trimming them. So I'm getting, each stem is providing me with 2 pieces to work with. And like I said, you don't want to leave them straight. You want to give them some direction. Make them as realistic as you can. Okay, I placed that one on the outside. I'm going to come in with this one just to the inside. Taking that one that I cut, just putting a loop on it so that won't come off. I'm going to go opposite that one and put it right over here on the outside. This is a transition point, I should say that also. So anything above the bow is going to go in this direction. Anything below the bow is going to come here, and I'm going to stop right about here. And those are just guides. It's not anything that's cast in stone. It's just what I've learned in the design classes, which are suggestions. I'm sure there are designers out there that don't follow that particular rule, though it's pretty much been taught to me that way in the, this is the third class now that I'm in, and that's pretty much the way each of the people that I follow design. Okay, I'm going to take this one and place it down here. I've got one here, so I want to come opposite. Just working in a pattern. And you'd be surprised how well this, when you put the glue on the stems and put it on this pine, it just almost melts together with the pine and you get a really secure hold with it. Okay, so we're starting to develop a line. We can see how far we want to come out. I'm still going to go ahead and put some more of this in. I hope you can see okay. I'm working in a, as I call my she shed, which is a small utility shed that I have set up with all my florals and a spot to work. But I'm limited on the width, so where I can place my camera so that everyone can see. So I hope this is working out okay for you. Bring this one down here. You see, I'm just kind of shaking that a little bit so that it grabs hold. So we've got one here, we've got this up, we've come this way. We want to make sure we design inside the center also. So I'm thinking maybe one right in here. So it's not so much that I'm here, I don't feel qualified to be a teacher of the art of wreath making, but what I hope to accomplish is just to share with you what I'm learning along the way and take you on the journey. And like, as I said earlier, hopefully it may inspire you to try this as well. Looks like we could use another one in here. Just trying to keep, create some texture, which we've got our texture from our evergreen and then our florals. We've got the velvet burgundy ribbon. Now we're adding the snowy fern. And my inspiration was my peonies. So I made my color choice for my ribbon. It's not really a true burgundy, but it's not really a red. And when I tried the burgundy ribbon, I just thought it looked beautiful with it. And then I just pick my greenery according to what I had already thought of using. Okay, so I'm going to go right in here. Twist that pine around this one. Make sure it adheres. Okay. I'll just hold it up a little closer for you so you can see that, and you can see how nothing's laying flat. Oops. Okay. I also have this icy. I just want to introduce a little more texture. So I'm going to place some of these in there. That looks good. This piece is a little longer. I think I'm going to come under the bow and have that come down this way into the center a little bit. Just give this a little bend. I could bring one down this way. You can see that okay. We've got one coming out here. We've got one up there. We've got one in the center. We need to get one over here on this side. And constantly pulling off glue strings. Okay, I don't want anything too long. I don't want to go way outside of my line that I created. Will work. Just hold it sometimes for a second, make sure it adheres. And we need another one down here. One there, so let's come in right here. Oops. I like that it has like a new growth appearance to it. It's a little brighter green on the tips, so that's adding a nice shading to our wreath also. Okay, and I have another stem of that. It comes like this. Let me just get this cut. Okay, we stopped up on the top right here, so I'm going to come more towards the inside. I've got that to the back and put that one in here. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything evenly dispersed throughout the wreath. So we kind of came to the inside there, so I'm going to go to the outside here. There's that light green. Some glue strings. Okay, this is way too long, so I'm going to cut this down. Okay, we've got that one coming out there. Tuck that in right here. So this design is pretty much going to be an evergreen with just a few florals. More of a simple design, but I think it's going to be quite elegant. Just stand back and take a look and see where you may need some more greenery. Okay, and I think right underneath this peony here, get out of, try to stay out of your way. Okay, take a look. Thinking right up there on the top. Looks like we might need a little more length here. I've got 2 more pieces. No, I just made that 3 and 4. So I've got a couple of small pieces. I'm going to put those aside and save those, and I'm just going to work with these 2 that I have here. Just giving that a little bend. Just take a look. Make sure we're completing our imaginary line, which we are. I'm going to save this other piece because I'm not quite sure where I want that. Now I do want to put these snowy leaves in. And I want those to be here near our peony. So I'm going to place that one up there near our top one. Get some of that pretty snow showing. Get another one by this one. I think I'm going to put this right over here on the other side, right in here. And I've got another I want to have over here next to our peony here. I think I'm going to put that right up behind this one. I'm looking at my iPad to see what you can see in the screen. I could bring this a little bit closer. Let me pull that forward a little bit. Yeah, maybe you can see that better. As I said, I may end up bringing this and just having it loop throughout the design. I'm not sure, or I'll just leave the tails in this center. We'll wait on that. Okay, let's see how many more of those leaves I have. Here's another one. Tuck that in there. And I'm going to bring this one down next to this one as well. And I've still got plenty of the fern to add if we need it. Okay, let's try some of these branches. I just love these. I'm going to cut this up. Let's see. I'll get one right here. I'm going to use my stem cutter, so I'm going to step out of the way for a second. Okay, and I'm just going to shape it. And I just want to have this kind of cascading in. So let's place our first one, and I'm going to do that right up here. Give it a little direction. I love the little pine cone on it. Not sure if you can see that, where we put it right up here at the top. It's going to have some movement to it. I love that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's take our next piece. Look how nice this is. You could make it spiral if you wanted to. It's so pretty. Okay, I kind of put that one to the outside, so I think I want that one not quite so close to the peony over here in this area. I just love the movement on this. I'm going to come over this direction, and because I'm placing it here, it's going to kind of go in the direction bring that in a little bit. That might be too long. Let me see. Oh, I like that. Something coming in towards the center. And I'm just making sure I'm getting some pine from the evergreen base, that glue is touching it. I don't want to crowd my bow. But I like the way it's like an ice storm and these branches are just cascading. I like that. Okay. I've got another bush right here. Well, it's not a bush. You get this many on it. Need to get something coming in this direction. Let's see if I can. These are hand wrapped with paper, so I'll try to pull it down and cut. Yeah, that was successful. Now I'd like to come in this direction. I'm going to place that right there. We've got those two there. I think this spot right here is perfect. Try to get my pine cone to show. Being new at this, I guess I'm beginning to find my design style. I seem to like big. I wore my hair big in the 70s and 80s, and I think I'm following that trend. I just find that I like pieces that have a lot of movement and stick out. I don't believe I've really made anything too I made a tulip wreath in the spring that was compact. I mean, it was very pretty. I have to remember I need to design for other people and not for myself. But I do believe my style is showing itself. Okay, I like the way that's cascading over. I'm just going to step back and see where else. I need something right in here. And I think I'll divide this one up. I don't need to have all of the pieces so tight together. Because I do want something over here on this side behind that bow. So let me get this in there. Making sure I'm getting that pine. These evergreen bases are really quite easy to design on. I do like grapevine, but since I've started doing some work with these evergreen, they seem to be a little forgiving. So you may want to consider that if you're just beginning. Okay, I'm going to have this one come down a little. going to continue to divide these. This one I need to just put a pick on it. That stem was kind of short, so I just put a pick. It's a machine that adds a pick to the end, and it just adds some length. Because I wanted to come right in through here with this, no, actually up here. I don't want to make it look like a spider. So I may need to cut that one off. I think I had that a little too heavy there. Okay, let's see. So you can see we're still maintaining that shape because we can bend and twist these, but we're still staying in our line. This one seems a little long here, but if I lift up the pine that I adhered it to, we can just bend that up a little bit. Like we had a storm and the ice got on them, made them heavy, and they're bending over. Let's try to picture what it would be like in nature. Okay, I think I need something over here. And I'm below the bow, the transition, so I'm going to want that to come down in this direction. Well, what I'm using over here, I didn't explain, is an electric fry skillet picked up at Walmart, and you just put your glue sticks and let them melt, and it's a lot easier for me than using a glue gun. I would burn myself with the glue gun all the time. And you can control the temperature with the electric skillet. And it's easy to just dip your stems in. Okay, so we have that trailing out. I like that. I've still got a few more. I hope I'm explaining and you can understand why I'm placing where I'm placing. Let's see, cut this off. Oh, that one's too tough. I need my stem cutter. I just have it over here out of the frame. I want some to come out of the bow right in here. Yeah, I think I need to trim these. They're throwing me off, these tails. I don't think I'm going to bring it up and loop it throughout. Just going to make them a little bit shorter. Okay, I like the way that's coming down and curling. Maybe just a little bit shorter. I like that. We've got one short one, the next length, and then we've got one here. I'm just running my fingers over the ribbon and the wire, and it will just curl. Okay, let's see what I'm going to do in here. This one's way too long. Just bend this one up. Give it a little lift. I like the way that's cascading. I may end up adjusting it, but for now, you get the idea. Get this one on the back. I like that. Okay, I could fuss and fuss with the bow. I need to give it up already. Okay. I think this one needs to be a little shorter. Okay, and I've still got another here. I'm thinking right in this area. Put that in. And the thing is if we place it, we can always cut it out if we don't like it. It's not permanent. I mean, it's permanent if you leave it, but it's an easy fix. If afterwards you decide, you know, I don't know, I don't think that piece looks that great there. It's okay. We can move it. But I think it needed a little something there in the center. Like I said, we've just had an ice storm. Okay. Let me step back. You know, before I do that, because I've still got plenty of that fern left to use, let's put in a cluster of berries. I'm just going to divide it up and then twist it, the wires on themselves like this. These leaves are like frosted and icy looking. They've got like a shimmer. I think that I'm going to cut out this berry in the center. It just looks a little too heavy. Take that out and just have a smaller cluster. It's even got a little pit berry on it. Actually, I'm going to cut this other piece out also. Have that pit berry run up through the center. So we've got berries and leaves, and I'm thinking right in this area. So just dip a little glue. And I'm going to come right in here. This is just adding another texture. Pull my glue strings off. So we added a berry there. Let's get one in this vicinity. Let me see. Right there, so we've got 1, 2. We need something up here. And a little bit of berry there. I like the berries. Okay, well that's it on the berries on this one pick, but we have this other greenery to add, so let me cut some of that. Okay, so I got 3 more pieces. I'm just going to shape it. It's got a little bit of the pit berry. Just going to twirl that a little bit, give it a little movement. Bend this. Okay, we put one of those leaves here. So how about if we get one going in down here? I'm just going to take that paper off, twist my wires together, because these are all wired. Okay, and we're going to come right in this area, right here. There's that berry in there. We've got those nice, not sure what this, it's a eucalyptus, I'm not really sure. But I think that looks nice right down in through there. Okay, we've got some more. Just going to bend it. Okay, so we've got our shimmery eucalyptus leaf there. We've got it here, so we definitely need something up in this area. So let's go in this area behind the bow. You bring it up and so you can see. Let me get this last berry in. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Maybe in here to the inside. We don't have too much going on in there. Pull off some of the strings. Let me bring this a little closer, or I can, let's see if I can adjust the screen so that it brings you in a little bit. You can see it a little better. I think we've dispersed everything quite well. We've got our icy branches, snow-covered pine cones. Some berries are dispersed evenly. Our fern. I still have two pieces of this. So I'm thinking we need to get in here closer to the bow. I've been binge watching replay videos in this new design group, and they're always, this one girl, Donna, is always talking about making sure you get things under your bow. So I'm listening, Donna. Okay, so I just placed that one there under the bow. And then I think something coming out right here in the bow is another thing that people do. So let's give that a try. So the bow doesn't just look like it's on there. It looks like it's incorporated into the design. Like we can let this branch drape into the bow a little. I've got another piece. I like the way we tuck that in right there. Oh, maybe right here. I feel like I could use something here. I think I'm going to put one of those ferns in that area. Oh, and I just found two more of the snowy leaves from the peony. I like that. We can put those in. So let me just get this cut up, and then I'll bring it closer. I would love to be able to do live so that I could talk to some people that are watching. But at the present time, I don't feel confident enough to be able to watch comments and design. But that's my goal. That's one of my goals, is to be able to go live on Facebook, and YouTube. Okay, so yeah, I think a fern there would look nice. Remember I talked about the line? It seemed like we had the line and then it went in there. So now I feel like we filled that. We could actually use another one in this area. Let's see. Yeah. See how that line will continue? So I think I need to bring this over there. Just spread it out. Pull my glue. So now I can see it. Maybe right up here. Excuse me. Step back. Take a look. So we've got that. I'm thinking right here. Ooh, excuse me. So let me cut another one of those. I don't want to keep you too long. Just going to bend these a little bit. Let's try it. Oh yeah, I think that will work. Just fill that in a little bit right there. again. Going around. Got that coming out. Maybe here. Let me just make sure I put a loop so that doesn't fall off. Okay, I think that, see, it's more continual, if that's a word. I love these icy branches. I'm not sure if it's looking too spidery. I'll know better when I take some pictures, and that shows me a lot. I'll take pictures and then I'll be able to see, that needs to go in that direction, if how it looks. If it looks natural. All right, I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see up close. See it from the sides. Trying to look in the camera. Oh, let me bring this out. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. You can see it this way. Okay. I may need to tweak it. Like I said, I'll take a photo and then check it through the, looking at the photograph. Whoops. Put it a little more like this. That was more the direction I wanted it to be. I think the ribbons look fine. I've got one coming here, a couple here to the inside. Let me get that one up a little bit. Just cascading down through the throughout. Okay. Well, I hope I explained. I hope you enjoyed and I wasn't too windy on the talking too much. I hope I explained. If you wouldn't mind, I would so appreciate you critiquing my video for me. Did I explain? Could you hear me? Was I clear? If you liked it, if you would like to see me do more videos, that would be extremely helpful. I would appreciate that very much. And if you do like it, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 100. I think I'm at about 50 followers now. So if you would share this YouTube, if you have someone who enjoys home decor and might just enjoy watching, or maybe they would like to try to make a wreath, share it with them, tag them and share it, and ask them to subscribe to Inspired by My Angel, CLM, and I would be forever grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you again along the journey in my next visit, in my next video. Okay? Thank you.